your day. There's nothing that's going to be able to come up against you. I want you to maximize your day. I want you to maximize what God has placed in your hands. What I'm talking about. There was a scripture in the Bible that really encouraged me where I believe it was in the book of Matthew, where Jesus was sitting, I believe with Matthew, and they needed to pay taxes. And you know, Jesus don't need to pay taxes because he's literally a king. So the thing that I got from that message was that God had told, I believe it was Peter or Matthew, to go get a shekel. And then he didn't immediately say, he said, go get your fishing rod, and the first fish that you catch, it will be a shekel inside of his mouth. And I'm like, that reminded me that God will provide our every need. That reminded me that God will provide everything. And sometimes we think that, man, is God really going to come through for me? Is God really going to come through for me? I'm telling you that God come through for each and every one of us. We are his, we are chosen, we are called, we are equipped, and God will come through for you. I woke up this morning and I was reading the scripture, and God also took me to the book of Revelation. And as I was reading about the 144,000. And if you are familiar with that, Jehovah's Witnesses usually talking about how only 144,000 souls is going to be saved. But the 144,000 was talking about the tribulation, the time of the tribulation period, that God is going to seal and to mark 144,000 Christians to preach the gospel, to preach the good news. And that was so, man, I'm glad I ran across that, because at the end of the day, we ought to be sharing the gospel. We ought to be sharing the good news. We ought to be sharing the good news with others. And it's so amazing how the Bible is unfolding right before our eyes. Like when you wake up and you just go outside and just look at this world, it's hard to deny that there's a God, because God has laid the foundation right in front of us. And sometimes we can miss it. Don't miss what God has for you in this season. Don't miss what God has for you, because at the end of the day, God has given each and every one of us a set of gifts to accomplish here on earth according to his will and his glory. Maximize the thing that God has given you. Maximize the thing that God has placed in your hands. Maximize your day today, because at the end of the day, it's always going to be something or someone that tries to stop you on your relationship with God. It's always some type of distraction that tries to put something in front of your way to stop you from going in the lane where God has called you. But today, I want to remind you today that you're going to get through whatever God has called you. You is going to make it. There's no weapon that is formed against you that shall prosper. You is going to get through this storm. Whatever it is that you're going through, I'm telling you that God is going to use it for purpose. Whatever you are going through, God is going to use that, whether it's pain, whatever that is, because sometimes some of us may be in the midst of the storm. You are either going into a storm or you are coming out of it. Let me say that again. You are either going into a storm or you are coming out of the storm. And I want to remind you today that you will come out of the storm, and you will come out on the other side. You will come out better than you were before. There was a scripture in the Bible where Jesus was asleep on a boat, and his head was on a cushion, which is, I would say, a pillow. And as you can see, the storm, it was shaking up everything. Everybody was frightened. Everybody was afraid. And just like in life, sometimes We have these certain things that happen to us in our life. Maybe a relative have passed away, or maybe someone may be sick in your family, or you may be dealing with something. Maybe you may be disconnected from someone, or you may have lost your job, or you may be in a financial strain. It always something that's happening. But my question is to you, how are you going to respond to the situation? How are you going to respond? Jesus have told Peter to follow me. Jesus have told Peter to follow me. And in the midst of the storm, I want to remind you to follow Jesus in the midst of what you're going through. Follow Jesus in the midst of the storm. Follow Jesus when everything is looking haywire. Follow Jesus when everything don't seem right. I'm telling you now, to continue to follow Jesus no matter what the situation may be. Keep your eyes fixed and focus on him, because when Jesus told Peter to step out of that boat, he said, step out of the boat. He stepped out of the boat, and as Peter began to walk on water, I'm not even sure if he even realized that he was walking on water, because he had his eyes so fixed and focused on Jesus. But when he began to look down, he began to look at that anxiety. He began to look at that fear. He began to look at that worry. And sometimes as us, if we only keep our eyes focused on Jesus, then we will get a lot more accomplished. I'm telling you that there is so many things that's going to be coming up against you, but you have to know that no weapon that is formed against you shall prosper. Continue, man of God. Continue, woman of God. Continue on course. Don't let nothing stop you off of where God is taking you. I'm telling you, the enemy, he wants to try to remind you of your past. He want to try to remind you of these certain things. He would try to remind you. That's why they call him the accuser of the brethren, who accused the saints day and night. So what you need to do, I want you to keep your eyes fixed and focus on Jesus no matter the situation this morning. Today, I hope that all of you have a blessed day today. Remember that you're great. Don't let nothing stop you. This is a morning prayer on a Friday. God bless you. If you are coming on into my channel, I am Milton Williams. And if you go on my page, just look at all of my videos. I'm telling you that it has blessed so many people. I did a video called what to do when you are having blasphemous and unwanted thoughts. And that video have gotten 70,000 views. If you guys go to that video, what to do when you having blasphemous thoughts, that video blessed so many people, and I'm glad that the Lord used that video for those who are dealing with toxic and unwanted thoughts. And I have a book. I'm an author of 2 books. I've written a book called A Foreshadowed Testimony of Jesus Christ, and also I wrote a children's book called Thomas Dreams Big. Another book that I am working on is called Overcoming the Fear of the Unforgivable Sin. That is an actual book that I am writing, and I want to help Christians who felt like they are rejected, who have intrusive thoughts, or who may be dealing with OCD. That's something that God has given me. God bless you. Thank you guys for entering my channel. For all, God bless you. Somebody say hi. God bless each and every one of you, and may you have a blessed day today.